Like and subscribe, or this big dog will bite your leg. Welcome to Animals Wow TV. Today we'll look at the top 15 things dogs hate about humans. Stay until number 1. It's cute, but dogs hate it. Number 15. Forcing them to play with other dogs. Dogs are some of the most loyal, playful, and forgiving pets we humans could ever have. But even these easygoing animals have things that they hate. So here are 15 things that dogs hate, but we humans still do. And we start with one thing all dogs don't like: forcing them to play with dogs they don't know. Remember that dogs are territorial. Dogs that are not part of their packs are considered suspicious. So just because your dog loves to go to a dog park, it doesn't mean they want to be friends with all the dogs there. This is true even if your dog is very social and loves playing with other dogs. But just like how there are people that rub us the wrong way, there are dogs and humans that may rub your pet the wrong way. So don't force your dog to make friends. Don't push your dog towards other dogs, or allow strangers to pet your dog. If they want to be friends, they'll hang out with those they like. If they look uncomfortable, don't force the issue. Number 14. Hurried walks. Dogs love the outdoors. They can't help it. Deep inside their DNAs, they're creatures of the wild. So you can imagine how disappointing it must be for your pet if you go on a walk and you don't allow them to explore. They can't investigate and explore those strange but inviting smells. For your dog, a walk is not just a potty break or exercise. It's the equivalent of a luxury tour for dogs. Even if you go through the same route every day, it will always be a new and different experience for your dog. So next time, don't be in too much of a hurry when you go for walks. Even better, go on different routes and let your dog explore as much as they want to. Number 13. Staring. Yes, you love your dog. Yes, your dog is cute. But that doesn't mean you should stare into your dog's eyes for a long time. For dogs, a really long stare is a signal of a fight. Yup, prolonged direct eye contact indicates a challenge for dominance, rather than a loving glance. Sort of like the dog version of this. Your dog can probably tolerate a moderate amount of staring, but do it for too long and you'll notice distress signals like your dog breaking off the eye contact, or whining, or even growling. When this happens, back off. Number 12. Hugging. For humans, hugging is a great way to show our affection for each other. But to your dog, hugging could mean something entirely different and totally not in a good way. Just like how a prolonged stare could mean a challenge, a hug could mean an aggressive or threatening stance from you. It's like you're caging them in and asking for a fight. Yes, we see a lot of videos of dogs putting their front paws around humans and other dogs. Sometimes that's not exactly a good thing. The hugging dog could be exerting its dominance over other dogs and humans. Besides, a hug violates the personal space of dogs, and that is not cool for them. If you really want to squeeze your dog, better to pet them first. See if they want to cuddle. Let them initiate a gentle hug on their own terms. If they crawl up into your arms, then congratulations, you've got a cuddler. If they don't draw close to you, a pat on the back and the chest would probably be the only thing they want right now. Anything closer than that would be no good. In the wild, lone wolves are very rare. Like their wild cousins, dogs are pack animals. They hate being left alone for a long time. Being left all alone for several hours is the equivalent of long-term isolation for them. Too much alone time can stress out a dog. This could lead to unwanted behaviors. Just imagine being bored out of your mind for a long time, 5 to 6 days a week. Then when your human comes home, they don't want to play with you. So the result? Chewed out furniture and bad behavior. To counter this hated event for dogs, experts suggest that you bring your dog to work if your office allows it, or leave them in a doggy daycare instead of leaving them alone in the house for the whole day. At least they'll have playmates at the daycare, and they get some training thrown in as a bonus. Double win for you and your dog right there. Number 10. Head pats. Human children oftentimes get patted on their heads when they've done something good. This gentle tap gives them a sense of accomplishment. It's a bit different if you do it to a dog. A pat on the head, however gentle it may be, could trigger a growl from a dog, especially if you're a stranger. Just picture this. A gigantic human is leaning over in front of you and slowly lowering their hand on your head. Yeah, sort of like that. It looks like you'll be hit any second now, right? How would you feel in that situation? Of course, your fight or flight response would be triggered. It's the same for a dog. A pat on the head could be seen as an intimidating or threatening gesture, and they really, really don't like anything that threatens them. They will either pull away or growl. When they do this, back off. It's not them being cute, it's them being frightened or fighting back. So instead of approaching them head on, approach them from the side. For the owner, pet them under the jaw or neck instead of the head. Number 9. Lack of structure. This is probably news to some people, but dogs actually like structure. They may seem like easygoing creatures who love to do things impulsively, but actually they love routine. You've probably noticed that already. They have a great internal clock. They know when it's time for food. They would bark, whine, and even throw tantrums when the food is delayed. They know when it's time to go for a walk. Heck, they even know when it's time to wake up. They make really great alarm clocks. They won't stop trying to wake you up until you get out of bed. So take advantage of your dog's love for a routine. It doesn't have to be a rigid schedule. You can divide the day into blocks that follow a regular pattern. When they know what's coming up next, they'll be so happy their tails will wag them. Number 8. Yelling. Any psychologist will tell you that yelling will not do anything constructive. Any dog behaviorist will tell you it won't do any good for your dog as well. Yelling just confuses and even scares dogs. For one thing, they don't really understand human words. And another thing, they may not understand the words, but they do understand the anger behind the yelling. If your dog is easily upset or scared, yelling can traumatize them. If your dog is a fighter, you might find yourself getting bit. And if you always keep yelling, your dog might eventually become desensitized. When this happens, your dog will just do whatever they want, even if you keep yelling over and over. Yelling might actually destroy your bond with your dog. Instead of yelling, it's better to give calm orders that your dog understands. Then give lots of treats. Your dog will love you more for it. We're halfway through. Are you liking this video? Then please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel. Remember to hit the notification button for regular updates of our informative and exciting animal videos. Number 7. Hitting. And since we talked about verbal punishments, it's also notable to mention that it's never, ever a good idea to physically punish a dog. Never hit or slap your dog as a punishment. They won't react well to it. A timid dog will become traumatized and lose trust in you. An aggressive dog will become more aggressive. There are different ways to discipline your dog, but hitting will never be an effective way. Ever. Number 6. Pulling too tightly on the leash. Have you ever had something around your neck 24/7? It can't be fun, right? Well, most dogs have collars all the time, and when they go out, they have a leash tied to the collar. So you can imagine how much they hate it when humans pull at the leash. It hurts their necks whenever humans jerk or drag them around on the leash. So ease up on the leash pulling. Number 5. Overstimulation. Now, if dogs hate being bored, they also don't like being overstimulated. The stimuli could be as small as an unusual sound or a new smell in the house to something big, like a stranger coming into the dog's territory. Whether it's the city or the country, there are so many stimuli. Imagine having your neighbors blaring loud music for the whole day and night. You'd want to call the cops on them. Just think how irritating it can be for dogs if they're constantly hearing, smelling, seeing, sensing something new or different for hours on end. To alleviate this situation, allow dogs space when they can rest and get away from the noise. Literally. Shh. Number 4. Baths. Some dogs love to swim in the beach. They enjoy diving into pools. And they'll happily follow you into a pond. But they hate baths. There's just something about baths that dogs just want to avoid. Maybe it's the soap. Maybe it's because they get overstimulated when they have baths. Whatever the reason may be, dogs would rather avoid this stressful situation as much as possible. So only give your dog a bath when they really need it. Number 3. Teasing. We've seen so many videos of dogs being teased by their owners, like this. Now, humans may think it's cute, but the dog certainly doesn't think so. Most of the time, the dog's ears are held back. Teasing is the worst, especially if the dog is already upset or in trouble. Imagine some human barking back at you when you're upset. Your dog may start to resent you if you keep teasing them. So stop being a jerk to your dog and use treats to reward your dog, not to tease them. Number 2. Strong smells. A dog's sense of smell is about 10,000 to 100,000 times more sensitive than a human's. This is why they really love to stop and smell the roses whenever they're out on a walk. And this is also the reason why they hate strong smells like perfumes. Strong smells or chemicals irritate their noses. This is why one of the tips against chewing is to rub something citrusly, like lemons, against furniture. They don't like the strong smell. But beyond this use, it's better not to punish dogs with other things that have strong smells. If you need to apply a medical spray, spray it on a piece of cloth and apply that to the dog. If you need to use a cleaning product, better let your dog out until the fumes are gone. Number 1. Dress them up. Here are some dogs. Can you guess what they're cosplaying as? Yes, they look cute in costume, but to dogs, being put into weird clothes is both uncomfortable and embarrassing. It's an insult to their wild nature. Plus, most of the clothes are tight and restricting, which dogs hate. So yeah, it's never a good idea to make dogs uncomfortable. Also, some dogs overheat in these clothes if humans aren't careful. They may not whine about it. They'll tolerate it, but they will be distressed, especially if you put something on their heads. If you're worried about your dog being cold during winter walks, it's better to slowly introduce small pieces of clothing, but keep checking your dog's reaction. Better to stop at the point where your dog starts to look like they want to start chewing at the clothes. There you have it, our top 15 things dogs hate about humans. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. And while you're here, check out our video on the top 10 most amazing obstacle courses ever seen.